Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Knockout Analysis. Today, we have another special treat for you guys. We have the number one boxer in the country in his weight class, and my good friend Carlos Flowers. We fight out of the same boxing gym, except he actually fights, and I just talk shit. So, Carlos, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
So Carlos just recently got back from doing something very special. He went to Brazil to fight in the World Boxing Cup, and he almost won. He got gypped, but he almost won. He did. He even had. Was this your first time fighting with no headgear?
First tournament without headgear, but second time fighting without it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, he had a knockout. I don't. I think what was he from Panama? The guy that you knocked out.
Wait, is that me that breaking up? Am I breaking up?
Yeah, but you're good. It
Let
does
me
that
jump.
with pretty much everyone. But was that guy? Was he from Panama? The one that you knocked out?
Yeah, yeah, Panama. Yeah,
Panama. And then
yeah,
he had a fight. His very first fight of the World Cup was against an Australian Olympian, and he won
yeah,
that fight by unanimous decision. That guy's got a lot of fights under his belt, so that was an impressive win for sure.
yeah.
I recall watching him doing nationals, and the first guy that he fought, he standing TKO'd that guy. So
Yeah,
that guy had
yeah,
no idea what was going on. He was just in there.
yeah.
So, Carlos, tell me, how long have you been boxing? When was your first
Uh,
fight?
I started boxing in eighth grade, so I think when I was like 13, 14, and I had my first fight 6 months after I started. Not even, I think it was like 4 months. 4 months after I started boxing, I had my first fight, and at the Dover YMCA. I won that fight. Uh, yeah, that was my first fight. I was out at a gym called Dog Pound back then.
That's what I was just about to ask. Have you always fought with this gym, or when did you join them?
Yeah, yeah. When this gym first opened, I was here, but I started at a gym called Dog Pound. I was there for about 2 years. Gym closed down, so then I went. Then I started training with Coach Dwayne, and then so we was training. We went to Dover Gym for a little bit, but then we ended up going. He opened up his own gym. We went there for a little bit. Then COVID shut everything down, so we was training in the parks and stuff like that. And then once like started getting better, everything started reopening. That's when First State Boxing opened up, and that's when we was all over there for a minute before like the gym branching off.
Yeah, I was about to say, and when I first joined the gym is whenever Coach Ray
Yeah,
and Coach Dwayne were in the process of going to
branching
the
off. Yeah,
yeah. So now we got First State Obey and First State Obey Elite.
yeah,
So, but I haven't been over there to see what those guys are up to as of late. But I still talk to them when I can. They're cool guys. Those guys
yeah.
are.
Right.
So Carlos is one of the two. I don't know if Izzy ever actually fought out of with Coach Ain or if he just fights with Coach Dwayne.
Well, he fought with her back in the day, but right now he just fights with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So Coach Dwayne and Coach Ray are the two coaches from our gym that, to my knowledge, Coach Ant never boxed. I always heard he was just a coach, but Coach Dwayne and Coach Ray, those guys both still fight every once in a while, to my knowledge. But those guys, they're all cool guys. I wish I'd have got to spend
Yeah,
more time with them,
yeah,
but that being said, Carlos is one of our two right now premier fighters, I guess you could say, out of our gym because we have Izzy that was fighting there at some point, who's a pro boxer around here, and then we've got our Olympian here, Mr. Carlos
right.
Flowers.
Yeah.
Now, tell us about that. How did it come about for you to get to the Olympic team? I understand most of the time you win the gold gloves and then you have to go to nationals and then it goes from there.
Yeah. So what was it? 2023. 2023 December Nationals was for Olympic. Basically, there each nationals leading up to the Olympic trials. They had four tournaments leading up to them. Where if you placed in the finals of those tournaments, then you qualify for the Olympic trials. So my first nationals was the Olympic qualifier tournament in Detroit. So when I went there, I won my first two fights and I ended up losing, but I lost in the semifinals. And when I lost in the semifinals, and then but the dude that got second, he ended up going pro. So when he went pro, that gave me I was the next seeded person. I placed third, so I ended up qualifying through that. And then after I qualified, I also got an email from USA Boxing to do a camp. To come out there and do a little they were doing a replacement camp for someone. So they was basically looking for tryouts for new somebody else to be on the team. So in June of 2023, after the Nationals, which was in March, I went up to Colorado Springs for the little elite replacement, and I ended up getting a spot on a high performance squad, which is basically like a development team, the number two. So I was up there. So after that, I trained the whole year. I was up there for coming back and forth for about. I'll be up there probably like 2-3 weeks, and then come home. Then like a month later, I go back for like 2-3 weeks. And I did that the whole 2023 leading up until I fought in Canada with the Team USA in September. And then so when I fought there, I did good there. I won both my fights in Canada. And then the Olympic trials came about in the December of 2023. So the Olympic trials was good. I ended up fighting the guy I lost to in the semifinals. I ended up fighting him the second round of the Olympic trials. Ended up beating him. And then I ended up making it all the way to the final of the Olympic trials and falling short in the championships to Keon Davis.
So yeah, well, I've heard that name before, Keon Davis. But yeah. I mean, everyone besides maybe I didn't get to watch the fight that happened, your last fight in the World Cup. But from what I understand, he was a holder. But yeah. But everyone that I've ever seen that you've lost to has just been it's been a high level of competition. You're not losing to bums. So
yeah, right.
And it's I mean you're still what? You're only 21, 22?
Yeah, 21. Turn 22 next week. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you got plenty of time to clean up some of that stuff that might be costing you a spot. Right. But it's like my first recollection of watching Carlos fight is, mind you, I'm a heavyweight, and I think you fight at what, 155, 145?
Yeah, 154, yeah.
Yeah. So we had a guy in our gym by the name of Qualik who was going in. He was going into the Gold Gloves for Maryland. Now Qualik's a heavy guy too. I think he's like 240. But this motherfucker was fighting him. He was in there sparring with him. I'm like, bro, he weighs 100 more pounds than you.
Yeah.
Not only was he fighting him, he was piecing him up. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And then they were like, oh yeah, that's Carlos. And I was like, I just got here. Who's Carlos? And they're like, oh yeah, he's on the Olympic team. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
All right then. And that right then is when I knew that the only person in the gym that I would talk shit to was him. Every time you can ask him. The whole time he was on FaceTime with us while we were back at the gym, I'd be like, Los, man, don't come back, man. They're gonna give me your spot. But, no, it's all in good fun. I know Carlos would demolish me, but hey, I might I would get a good hit or two in. But so you've amassed a record in your amateur career of 39-5, I believe is what you said. So not many losses, and again, the losses that you have were all to high level competition.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's no slouches in the World Cup of boxing. Everyone's there for a reason. So,
everybody up, number one in their countries.
Yeah. So this man Los, it's good thing that he doesn't do stuff like Street Beast or something, because he would hurt somebody.
Yeah.
But it's fun to watch him fight. If you haven't seen it,
it is fun. It's tempting. Cause I think some of them get paid, don't they?
Yeah, I want to say that if you have a belt on there that they have to pay you, because otherwise how would they get you to keep coming back?
Right.
But if you haven't watched Carlos fight, it's fun. You gotta watch him. He's got a lot of swagger and moxie in the ring. He's always doing the little dancing around. His feet are constantly moving.
Yeah.
cardio I could never dream of having as a heavyweight.
Yeah.
But what do you think in your career so far? What do you think has been your win? If you had to tell one person about one of your wins, what win would you tell them about?
Definitely in Olympic trials and my what round was that? My second fight in the Olympic trials, I ended up fighting the dude that I lost to in the right before in the Detroit qualifier, and I ended up beating him this time. So it was good getting that revenge, getting that get back. So that was a good win. I also like just passed recently in the World Cup beating an Olympian because like if he made it to the Olympics, I feel like and I beat him 5-0. So it was like it wasn't a competitive fight like it was 3-2 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I was like that's also a good win that I like too. So yeah, it's between those two. It's close between those two.
I would say if there's any way to find that fight on YouTube, I urge the audience to go watch that one that he's talking
Yeah,
about
it's
where
on
he fought
YouTube.
the Australian Olympian. That is one of the pristine examples I just gave. He was dancing around that dude the entire time.
Yeah.
I was like, dang. And I even think that other guy was like, I didn't come here prepared for all this.
Yeah, right.
But that's just how Carlos fights, man. He's just that good. But that being said, is there any loss that you have where you're like, damn, I think I know which one it's going to be, but that you're like, yeah, I should have won that fight. I got fucked.
It's definitely the shoot. I mean, all my losses been kind of close, but I'm gonna say not this past loss, but the one this December, I lost in the championship again. But this time it was the national championships. I lost to a dude that I should have beat, but I just came out kind of flat. It was still a close fight, but I feel like, well, I know he's not better than me, and I definitely want that one back because that one
Yeah.
was easy. So that would be the loss. That I'm like, dang, yeah.
So, what is your like full plan? Are you just gonna stay riding this as long as you can? You want to go pro?
Uh, I definitely gonna go pro. Right now? It's between either turning pro at the end of this year or staying for the 2028 Olympics. A lot of people want me to stay for the 2028 Olympics. Um, so right now I'm just deciding between turning pro next year or the end of this year or doing the 2028 Olympics. But I haven't decided yet which one I was going to do. But
I can't imagine that you would struggle to find a manager that wants you to go pro with a
yeah, right.
39 and
Yeah.
5 record,
Yeah.
especially when I mean, I don't you had some kind of fight. Was it last year at some point you fought up in Wilmington somewhere?
Oh yeah,
Or was
yeah.
that more like an exhibition kind of thing?
No, it was a fight. It was like on a pro am card. It was a little fight, but it was just like it was almost like a fight just to stay active. It was almost like how sometimes pros do like little tune-up fights. It was basically like one of those just to get ready for the nationals. Nationals was about like 3 weeks after that, so I just went to Wilmington, did a little fight versus somebody versus in Baltimore, and just to stay active, get ready to get to the tournament and stuff.
Yeah. Why'd you
So
have to
yeah.
do that, man, like that?
Yeah.
You used them as cardio. That's kind of
Yeah,
crazy, man.
basically to stay active. Yeah.
So that's weird. I wish I could use people for cardio. Everything for
Yeah.
me would be an actual knockdown, drag out brawl.
Yeah.
I've
Oh shit.
been you haven't been there to see it, but I've actually been getting in more and more. I got to go, Mackay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I got to get in there with him one time,
Oh
and
snap.
he's
How'd that go?
he's fast, man. I'm tired of all these people are too fast, making me
Yeah,
chase them
we
around
need a
the
big
ring.
heavyweight in there for you.
Yeah, and then they had that kid Charles. I got in there with him, and that
Oh
was more my speed. I'm like, all right, cool. But
yeah.
it's also about trying to coach him. I may not be an active fighter, but I still understand how it works. And it's like
Yeah.
that's another thing that Carlos is really good at. He's not arrogant when he's in the gym. He's actually
Yeah.
there to he wants people to be better at
Yeah.
boxing. So he's in there coaching them up. Get out of the corner. Get your hands up. This, that, and the
Yeah.
third. Just as much of a coach. So I definitely see in the end of your boxing career, coaching
Oh
is
yeah, for
probably going to
sure.
be.
That sounds coaching to me sounds fun though. Like It sounds like it would be fun. So
Yeah, I
yeah, I do
mean,
want to
if
do
you
that.
could get a fighter like you in there and you just
Yeah,
ride it till the wheels fall off, you know what I'm
yeah, right.
saying? But so that being said, what do you have? What is there anything you've got coming up here in the near future?
Yeah, Sunday I leave to go back to Colorado for a month and a half to get ready for in camp. And then when camp's over, then me and the rest of the team, Team USA, we're going to Czech Republic for the second World Cup. For because right now I qualify for the World Championships, which is in September, but basically you need the medal in order to get that. So a lot of people on the Team USA didn't medal, so we got to go to Czech Republic so everybody else can get medals, and so then I'm also going to go for gold this time. And then after Czech Republic, we leave from Czech Republic and we go to Kazakhstan for a camp for about, I think it's like 2 weeks. We got a 2 week camp in Kazakhstan, and then we have a tournament in Kazakhstan for like a week, and then I come home. So yeah.
That's got to be. I don't know. I don't know if you have one or not, but if you had like a girl or anything, that's got to be tough on them
Yeah, no, I don't
being
got one, so it's cool.
being gone all the time. But
Yo, it's tough for me just being gone, but yeah, I don't got a girl, so I don't got to worry about that. Yeah,
yeah, hey, get what you can get. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But I mean, hell, I remember in one of the FaceTime calls, somebody he had not his hair wasn't done, and someone did his hair, and Coach Ant was like, "Who did your hair?" He said, "Oh, I
Oh
found someone
yeah.
out here." I was like, "Damn, Carlos ain't wasting no time." He
Yeah.
said instead of taking all them supplements, he was out there at the bars looking for the
Yeah.
looking for the shots.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, so I overheard that girl we've got now in the gym, Ricky.
Uh-huh.
She won the Gold Gloves, but
Yeah.
she didn't even have to fight, which is crazy.
Yeah, right.
But that's what I was gonna ask you because what was your experience like in the Gold Gloves? How many times did you have to fight?
And the Golden Gloves, I mean, it's different for women because sometimes it's hard to find. It's hard for like sometimes women's weight classes they're a little bit more dry because women boxing is like still on the come up almost. So I would say, so and my I fought in the Golden Gloves 3 years. I won it when I was 16. I won it when I was 16 at 176, and I only had to fight one time because I was still a kid and I was kind of heavier, so. I only had to fight one time then, and I won it. And then my second time winning it, I ended up having to fight. I fought 3 times, and I won that when I was 18. I won it at 165 at 18, and I ended up fighting 3 times. And then I fought in it 2022, which was my first loss to Quincy. I ended up fighting 2 times, and I lost in the championships. And he actually went all the way to nationals and won the whole national Golden Gloves. So yeah.
That's a good loss then. If you lost
Yeah.
to the guy, I mean, no loss is ever a good one, but if you have to find solace in it, at
Yeah,
least he
yeah,
won the
you
national
learn
champion.
lessons. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so you fought in the Gold Gloves 3 times. That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
So
three
you've
times.
won it twice, and
Won it
you.
twice and lost in the championships once.
So I never got to ask Qualik this because after he won, he was pretty much like I ain't seen. I've seen him like twice since he won
Yeah,
the
right.
Gold Gloves.
Yeah.
What do you get for winning it? Like, is it a belt? Is it a ring?
No, you get a medal. You get a medal with some gloves and stuff on it. It's a nice little John.
Nice.
Yeah. But
So it's just a
if you win the
keepsake.
national Golden Gloves, then that's when you get a belt and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, and you almost won that, right? Or did you win that?
No, I lost in the so basically what you gotta go through DC first. So like everybody they got their own local golden gloves. Our local golden gloves is in DC. So you gotta beat everybody in your weight class locally and then they fly you out nationally and then you gotta fight all the champions from around the nation and then that's when you get the belt. The times I won, when I won as a kid, I didn't get to go to nationals because I was a minor. And then in 2020 when I won it, I didn't get to go because of COVID, so they wasn't flying people out. And in 2022 when I ended up losing, so I never got the chance to go out.
I gotcha.
But
Yeah, no,
yeah,
that sucks. COVID was a bad time. It
yeah,
stopped
shut
a
everything. It
whole
was
bunch of
crazy.
stuff down. That's when I
Yeah,
quit going to college. Was I shut college down? I was like, yeah, I don't want to do
yeah, it was
online
dumb.
school.
Dang, yeah.
But yeah, no. So I overheard them saying that Ricky, if she does go, she has to go to Tulsa, which is my
Yeah, Oklahoma.
stomping
Yeah.
ground.
Oh, it's that. Yeah.
But yeah, I was sitting there asking Coach Ann, I'm like, "You ever been to Tulsa?" And he's like, "No." And I said, "Man, it's a long way from home, buddy."
Yeah.
But so yeah, so what is your, if you had to say, what is your 5-year plan for boxing? So
Uh,
it seems like you're either it's just up to you at this point. You're either gonna
yeah.
fight in the Olympics or you're gonna be a pro.
Yeah. Right. So, so it could go either one or two ways. One, the first way. So at the end of this year, I turn pro. I get a good promoter, and I spend the first 2 3 years building my record, getting all the way up, getting notable, and becoming a prospect. And around year 4 or 5, I think I'll be what 23, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. I'll be like 27, so I should be getting ready to get in that contender status to get a world title. So that's the first plan. Second plan is I stay for 4 years for the Olympics, which is not 4 years no more. It's about to be about 3 years now. I qualify for the Olympics. I go to the Olympics. I get a gold medal in the Olympics, the first gold medal in since like 19 something. So I get the first gold medal for the U.S. Then I turn pro, and I got 1 year, and I start my pro career, but I started quicker than what I would if I went pro now. And I'll say I'll be a contender within. And if not that first year when I turn pro, that second year I'll already be in contender status because I plan on racking up fights quicker because I'll be a little older.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I'm sure it probably helps your contender status if you got a gold medal
Yeah,
hanging
right.
around your neck. But
Yeah.
I mean, either way it goes, it seems like you've got the plan figured out. So.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good problem to have because either way, it's gonna work. I
Yeah.
mean,
I
it's
mean,
good.
one way you make a whole bunch of money, or one way
Yeah,
you get a big giant gold medal that you'll
yeah,
probably never meet anyone else in your life that has one. So,
right. And I still get paid right now for the amateur for being on Team USA. So it's like either way, it's good problems to have. I
I was
enjoy
about to, I
it.
didn't know that you got paid now, so I was
Yeah,
just about to ask. So
yeah,
that I didn't know if the money was conflicting for you or not. But if you're getting paid already, then it seems
yeah,
like
right.
it is just a tough choice.
Yeah, it's all about deciding now. It's all about decision. So, and I think I'll be the first person from Dover to go to the Olympics, or from Delaware, probably.
I would say probably from Delaware at all.
Yeah.
But
So it's a good problem to have.
yeah.
I'm just gonna decide by the end of the year or something.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to give my prediction, I think that you'll probably think more and more about being the first person to do this and that, and
Yeah,
you'll probably want to go for that LA Olympics. But
yeah, and it's a home Olympics too. So
that's what
yeah,
I'm saying. It's kind of all falling in your favor.
yeah.
But so, out of everyone in the gym, who do
Uh huh.
you think when you have to spar them spars you the hardest?
But uh, the hardest.
Like who gets in there and you're like, damn, they couldn't have given me somebody easier.
You.
And he can't
Dang.
say me, guys, because
Hey.
coach won't let me get in there with him. You know what I'm saying?
uh, the hardest. It'll either have to be Noah, cause Noah all he throws is hard shot, so he tries to knock everybody out. Noah or no. Let me scratch that. Let me scratch Noah. My fault. Oh, it gotta be Kwalik. Kwalik definitely. I don't even know how I was thinking about it. It's Kwalik, definitely. But he
Yeah,
just haven't been there. But it'll be Kwalik in top shape. It's always Kwalik.
yeah.
You got because he's
Quality.
so dangerous and he's explosive for how big he is.
He's so fast. I hated
Yeah,
that every time that I got in there with him when he was going through the Gold Gloves. And I'd go in there to give him defensive rounds. I
yeah.
hated that shit, bro. He was just running around me, and then he'd wrap me up, and I'm like, bro, leave me alone.
Yo, he moves like he's like 170,
Yeah, I know.
and
It's
he's
crazy.
yeah.
I was thinking, I feel bad. You know who I feel bad for in our gym,
Huh.
and not to get too far off topic, but Ulysses.
Oh
The-
yeah,
He keeps getting gypped, man, in these Gold
yeah,
Gloves.
yeah.
He was real disappointed about this one, but
Yeah, I didn't get to watch the fight. I didn't get to watch it.
well, he said
Yeah.
because I think last year he tried to fight at a lower weight class because he thought that his power would be better, but he just
Mhm.
couldn't stop getting hurt. And then
See.
this time he dropped the first guy that he fought. He dropped him twice, I think he
Oh
said,
snap!
and then won the fight by decision. But he said something about he had more strikes landed on the second guy, and that guy was from Baltimore, so he thinks that,
Oh,
yeah, that's what that's what. And this goes, and I'm sure Carlos can attest. Maybe not, because he's just better than most amateurs. Carlos is a pro fighter that's an amateur. That's all there
yeah,
is to it.
yeah,
But if you're an amateur fighter and you don't want the cards to go to the scorecards and get fucked by the judges, just knock them out.
yeah. Right.
That's all
Get the
you can do.
stoppage. Yeah, or make it or beat them to the point where it's like it's no, just like everybody
Yeah.
knows that you won.
Like if you drop him twice in a round or drop him
Yeah,
twice in a fight and you don't get dropped, there's no way they can justifiably make you lose that fight.
yeah, right.
Which brings me to my next question. How many
Um,
knockouts officially, now that you have this most recent one, do you have in your career?
it's hard, and amateur is hard to get like actual knockouts because the headgear and stuff and the bigger gloves. So without the headgear, with that one, that'll be my first like the actual. Well, I have I think 6 stoppages or 5 stoppages,
Dude,
something
I
like that.
remember
Yeah,
this last one because the 1, 2, 3 quick, and
yeah,
then
yeah,
1, 2, 3 quick,
yeah,
boom, and it just
yeah.
dropped him.
Yeah.
That guy didn't. You could just see when he hit the canvas, he didn't even want to get up. Like
Yeah.
he was just like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
the Nationals is the last one that I recall because I was
Oh yeah.
watching that fight. The ref kept telling him defend yourself, and he was just,
Yeah. Yeah. He was done. Yeah.
and he was like,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah. He was done because he bent over. I hit him with a body shot and he like bent over and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, if you haven't seen Carlos fight yet, just go watch him. He's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet outside of
Yeah.
the ring, but he's completely different when he steps inside. It's like going from this to that. It's like it's
Yeah.
just the straight anger that goes in. But that's Carlos Flowers for you. This guy, I have no doubt in my mind, will be holding up a gold medal at the
Yes,
2028
sir.
Olympics if he tries to do it. If he doesn't and he goes pro, then I have no doubt that he will make plenty of money in his
Yeah.
pro career, and he
Appreciate
still will never be better than me. But
it. Yeah.
it is what it is. Eventually, I'm gonna have to get in the ring with this man, and he's gonna be like, "All this shit you've been talking."
Yeah, we're gonna record it.
Hey, I
You
stand
gotta
on.
post it on the podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
post a
stand
clip.
on. I'll get my ass kicked, but if I land anything, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
But Carlos, I appreciate your time. I won't take up
No
too much
problem.
more of your time. This is
Ain't no
again
problem. Appreciate you.
Carlos Flowers. He is the number one ranked fighter in the country at what, 154, you said?
And we up 154.
154. Stay tuned and watch all of this. We'll keep you updated on the podcast about him because, again, this is one of my good friends from the gym, and this is just us cutting up, talking about his
Yeah.
career. And I can't wait to see where it goes. Carlos, we
Yeah.
appreciate your time, and we
I
appreciate
appreciate you.
everybody for watching.
Yes, sir.